Hi, welcome back to Callings from Christ. I'm Christy, and today I have with me Jake Hallock. And I'm going to give you a short introduction. Add whatever you want.
Perfect. We'll see.
So Jake is a newer father, almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Husband, follower of Christ, and son, brother, all the things.
Yep.
And what are you currently doing right now? I want you to expand.
I manage CAD at a place called CNC Fabrication in Napoleon. It's a fab shop that deals with flatbed trucks, things like that. But I do all the drawings, blueprints, stuff like that. And that's what I've been doing for the last little over 2 years.
Okay.
I started on the floor there welding, and it just kind of management switched. It went up. I jumped to running schedule, and then things got moved again, and then I ended up falling where I am now. I enjoy it. I do.
Good.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good to find something you enjoy because it's not everyone's so lucky.
It's hard to do, especially in today's world. I feel like there's a lot of miserable people.
Yeah.
Don't like going to work. I can't say that. I don't hate waking up.
Right.
Well, I hate waking up early, but I don't hate where I'm going at least. So I mean, it's a plus.
Yeah. So I just want to talk. Jake is my cousin, so I'm really excited to have him on. Our typical conversations are way out there.
Way different.
So we're gonna tone it down for this podcast.
We're gonna try.
We might have to cut out some stuff. I try to keep it less editing, but no, I think we'll be good. We'll be good.
We'll hold it back.
Yeah.
I'll hold it back.
So I like to start with kind of a story of just your childhood, anything like that, faith growing up, how that looked for you as a kid.
Yeah. So I was born in Toledo. A lot of our family was out there, or is still. That's actually where I first ended up going to church. I was only there till I was going into first grade. So after I had graduated kindergarten, I was going into first grade. And that's when I ended up, it's kind of crazy because I was just thinking about this on the way over. I have memories from going to church in Toledo. And I was, like I said, I was in kindergarten.
Yeah.
These memories just stuck with me. And there's only a couple, but there's two that really, really stick with me. And one of them, and I just thought of this on the way over, so I had to bring it up. I remember being at service, and it was a Catholic church, and I want to say the name of the church was St. James. It was where Grandma and Grandpa went.
Yep.
And I remember, doing the up, the down, everything, the whole spiel. And I remember looking at the back, and back behind the preacher, there's a cabinet, and that's where they keep the blood of Christ. That's where they keep the body of Christ. It's essentially where they keep the wine and the wafers.
The crouton of Christ.
Yeah, the croutons of Christ. And so I remember looking back there and asking, what is that? And my mom is like, that's where Jesus is. And I was like, and at the time as a kid, I was like, oh my, that's where Jesus is.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then, cut to, I'm 18. I still have this memory in my head. It pops in all the time. And I'm like, wow, how funny was I to think Jesus was really in there? Then on the way over, I'm thinking about this memory again. And I'm like, I was right when I was a kid. I was right as a kid. I was judging as an 18-year-old. And then now at the age of 30, I'm like, I was actually kind of right. That's what faith is, right? I mean, it's believing. And so, either way, so that's where I had first went to church. A few memories of that.
Do you remember the winding stairs up to the left when you walk in?
I actually do.
I love those stairs for some reason.
I think those kind of steps are awesome. Anyway, I'd love to have some of those in my house one day. Just some winding, even if it went to nothing, I'd just walk up them.
Yeah,
stand there. Nice.
Do it. People are like, why do you keep walking up and down those stairs?
I just love these steps. This is a dream of mine. I do. I remember those steps. I do. It's just crazy how you still kind of remember some stuff. That.
I remember Grandma cooking.
Yeah.
It always smelled like onions. Yeah. Did we have chili dogs a lot? I feel like
it had to be something like that. It was always onions.
Chili, I don't know.
She was at least always doing onions. Something. It was always onions.
Throw onions in everything.
In everything, like making yogurt, onions. Want a parfait? Onions.
It's new. They're good for you, so they go in everything.
The only other memory I really have that sticks with me is going down in the basement for the donuts, running around with the other kids. And that's like
parties. Yeah.
The parties down there, stuff like that. I know they used to do like these drives with like flour. I remember specifically me and mom would go there and we'd help them. They were like selling flowers. They were doing like a drive. I don't know if it was for Mother's Day. I don't know what it was for, but they were selling flowers. And I just remember going there and doing that. Obviously very fuzzy memories, but I remember it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure my mom would tell me exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But that's what I remember going to church there. And then our house had burnt down on Lorraine Street there in town.
Yeah.
When, again, same age when I was going into first grade. And I remember that vividly because, well, by the grace of God, we had all been camping. And my dad, he didn't even camp with us, but he would bring wood to us. And I'm sure your mom and dad were up there. I'm sure everybody was up there.
Yeah, we were all there.
I mean, I could only
imagine. Lived there.
Yeah, that's where we were all the time. It was like 90% of my childhood was Harrison Lake.
Yep.
But I remember mom getting the call and us going up to the station or to the building where you check in essentially. And I remember watching our house on the news.
Wow.
Just burning.
Oh.
But again, by the grace of God, no one was the only thing that was in the house that wasn't an item was our cat, who had also survived. So I mean, we lost just about everything, and what we didn't lose ended up getting stolen out of the garage that my parents had stored it in their town. So we ended up moving. Again, I think another blessing because where we were staying isn't really getting much better.
No, I think it's gotten worse.
Sadly.
Yeah.
And I pray for that too, because I couldn't imagine growing up there now.
Yeah.
It's
how your life would have looked.
Oh yeah. Because it would have been so much different. And we lived in after the house had burnt down and we had ended up trying to figure out where we were going to move. We were staying in a hotel for a while for Residence Inn. I forget how many months we were there. I don't know if you guys ever came over there.
Yeah,
I'm sure
I remember
because
you could go upstairs and
they had
Maria was a baby.
Yes, my sister. She was little. That's where my brother had got his first drum set actually. So that's another thing. It's funny how a kid's mind works because like my parents are stressing like we need to find a house. It didn't phase any of us. We loved it. There was a pool. We could go play tennis. Like we loved it. And my parents were stressing, but we're like, this is awesome. And so like, I think that's again, I feel like even like from start to finish of the house burning up and just the whole path to getting to where we live now in Delta or where my parents live now in Delta. It's just, there was blessings the whole time. And I think even just us being kind of naive kids was a big one because, you're young. Now, if you were sitting there stressing about it too, that would just add more to your parents. So it's like we were just having a good time. Yeah. And I think it was a blessing that we were just naive to it.
Right. It's those things happen. And in the moment, obviously as a kid, you might not realize it's God's intervention. But as an adult, you're like, oh, he definitely had his hands and worked and this was meant to happen. A negative thing turning into a positive thing by the grace of God.
Yeah, big time. I mean, more so now looking back on it because, everything happens for a reason. Firm believer in that. And, at the time, like you said, as a kid, you don't really think like that. But then, you get a little older and you look back and you're like, wow, like this really did all happen for a reason. And it was something that, I think honestly, in a weird way, it's like we're fortunate that our house burned down. Yeah, we lost a lot. My dad lost a lot. And I know he didn't want to part from some of the stuff he had brought back from Vietnam,
Yeah, that had been hard.
For him, for sure it was, and for the family. But they ended up finding the house in Delta. Again, I forget how many months after living in the hotel, but they ended up landing in Delta, and that's kind of where church stopped for us, for the family anyway. I don't know why. It's a conversation I really just need to have one day with my mom and ask her exactly why. I think that she was so tied to St. James and
Mhm.
being with grandma and grandpa, going to church as a family, that she wasn't comfortable to go and try to find a new home
Mhm.
in terms of church.
Yeah.
And so for a while there, I didn't go, although I still, I knew there was like faith in me. It was in there. I
Mhm.
believed God, but was I really taught on him? Did I really understand it all?
Right.
Not really.
Yeah.
I was blessed though. Again, it's incredible how life works. But I had a lot of different friends who went to church.
Mm.
So I ended up kind of tagging along with these friends to go to their different churches, and in doing that, I kind of learned just how other homes of God worship, like a Baptist church
Mhm.
is a good example. I went there, and that was definitely a different experience from what I was used to.
Yeah.
Like a lot louder, a
Yeah.
lot more energy,
Yeah.
a lot less up and down, a lot more kind of uh, yelling almost, but it was energetic, and
Mm.
it kind of itched my like faith scratch. Like I had to get it out somehow. Like I
Yeah.
was just trying to find something.
Right.
And I went to a Baptist church for, geez, how many months? I mean, probably a little over a year. I didn't become a member. They kept asking me, and I just wouldn't do it. And it was just something in my heart. Like it just wasn't, I don't think, where I was meant to be.
Mm.
And I don't judge, people's faith like that. So it was awesome to get to see how they worshiped.
Yeah.
And then, I went to, at the time it was called Oasis. And that church was
That sounds familiar.
it was in Wasion. I don't know
Okay.
if it still operates.
Oh, okay.
It was in Wasion, if it still operates, but that was more of I don't really know what to call it. It was one of them churches where they play rock music. Like it's
Oh, okay.
a lot of rock music.
Like faith-based rock music or like secular
Yes.
music as well?
All faith-based rock
Okay.
music. So I mean, it wasn't bad. Again, energetic. I really enjoyed it for what I did. I was going with another friend of mine, close friend, JB.
Mhm.
So that was also a good thing too. So we got to go there, and his dad ran sound at that church for the bands that were playing. So I kind of got to see the
Okay.
background and stuff. And
Yeah, I didn't know that.
that was pretty cool. It was a neat time as well. But I think again, it was like after jumping, I stopped again. And
How old do you think you were
when I
at this point?
stopped at this point, I was probably 17. So I was probably 17 years old, and I ended up just kind of stopping going to with JB. I didn't go with my other buddies anymore to the Baptist church, and I couldn't tell you why. I just did. And
Yeah.
I kind of coasted in this weird headspace from 17 to, well, probably about 22, 23. But at that in between, it was kind of a darker time in terms of, for myself. I wasn't as dedicated to my family as I should have been.
Mm.
And things like that. And then of course my dad had gotten sick. And when he had gotten sick, I was also in a dark headspace. So that kind of threw me just into a state of depression, drinking, things I shouldn't be doing, that I was doing to kind of self-medicate or slap a Band-Aid
Numb
on,
yourself, yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that is an age too where I think a lot of people, it's like when you're a kid, you're in the church with your family, perhaps for some people, and then you fall out as you become more selfish, as you start coming into your
you do.
teenage kind of adult years, you fall out because you're selfish. It's just all about you. And then as you get older, you start realizing what's important in life, and it brings you back. Some people are lucky and they understand what's important in life
from the get. And
Right.
that's, man, and I know a lot of people like that.
Mhm.
And they're blessed to be that way.
Yeah.
They didn't have to go go down such a rough patch, you know, to just kind of, it was just, it clicked in their brain. Like, I know how to be good. I know who to put my time into, and I know how to, you know, do what I need to do in terms of being a good person. Like, you know, that is a weird age.
Yeah,
you're like just in between. You're an adult, but you're not an adult.
Right.
You know,
You're trying to find yourself too at the same time. So it's a lot of different stuff. So yeah, I understand, and especially dealing with your dad too. All that change at once.
Oh yeah. It was it was a upside down kind of flip, but you know, luckily, and again, this is kind of not necessarily backtracking, but I had met my wife, Tori, when I was 19, I think. I think so. I think I was 19 when I met her. And
you were out of high school?
I was out of high school.
Okay.
I was out of high school and I was single, and I was just hanging out with my buddies, and we were just kind of running around and doing what we do, and you know, just doing what people that age do, partying, going over to a buddy's house and doing this, doing that, trying to make music, just all sorts of different things. And you know, she had came into my life through a mutual friend, and we had talked for we talked for probably a few weeks, and then we were like, you know, when we started actually dating, and then when we actually started getting a little more serious into dating, you know, I'd want to say at almost like probably 6 months in or so, like when, you know, after we'd been dating for a while, like we had been talking for a fair amount of time, but we weren't actually dating till, you know, a little later. She had invited me to go to church with her, and it just so happened that her family they're Catholic. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll go. And she was surprised because anyone she's ever dated in the past wouldn't go to church with her. They wouldn't do it.
No wonder that didn't work out.
Wouldn't commit. Well, yeah, and that's, you know, because that's huge. That's a huge part of a relationship.
Oh yeah.
Faith. I mean, you have to have faith in God, and you have to put love and faith into him and into Jesus before you can love yourself even, or love anyone else.
Right.
So that's a huge part of it that I think is why, you know, the guys obviously didn't work out for her in the past. And she was surprised. I was like, yeah, I'll go. And I went. St. Peter's and Archbold. And it was when I was still in that kind of in between. Like I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot again kind of thing. And it immediately was like, oh, this is home. Okay. I feel it. Like this is what I needed. Like this is gonna get me back to where I needed to be. But again, you know, this is still like around the same time my dad is or had been diagnosed with dementia. So it's kind of I still was in a rough headspace, but I was starting to crawl back out of it. I was starting to find my way again, back to Christ, back to God, back to my faith, because I was just so lost in that side of things. And you know, I kind of started crawling my way. I'd fall back, I'd crawl my way, and then when Dad got really sick, started getting real bad, like he couldn't take care of himself at all, I think is when my faith started to really, really grow, which is odd. You think
sometimes it's opposite.
You think it'd be depression and a dark cloud coming over more, but I don't think I would have been able to help my mom care for my dad the way I did if I didn't have Jesus or God, because there was so many hard times dealing with it. You're watching the man that raised me no longer be there.
Yeah. A strong man, a man who went through a lot.
Oh yeah. Vietnam vet. You know, had a wife before. I have half sisters. I mean, he went through so much. And to see that man just, now I'm washing him.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big turn in my life, but I think that like part of the faith growing kind of lied within that same vicinity of time, because I prayed every day. I started praying every day again. I started praying for him every day, and every morning. And actually, to this day, I still do. On my way to work every day, I pray in my car. And that's just, it's kind of like my time.
Yeah.
To talk to God.
Yeah.
And so
you don't have a lot of alone time as a
You
parent.
don't.
And husband.
You
got to find the times when.
No, unless I lock myself in the bathroom.
Right.
Like
I always find myself praying in the bathroom. Nobody's in here.
No one's in here. It's quiet. We can pray in this bathroom. Yeah. It'll be fine. Yeah. And that's, I mean, sometimes you need that. You need that little bit of space. Car's a good spot. Bathroom's
Cleaner,
okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
Closet. You go hide somewhere. Anywhere.
Kids go grab shoes out and you scare them to death.
Yeah, you're in there. You're in there praying, and they're
what are you doing?
Shut the door. Leave me alone. Actually, Kimmy, you need this. Come in here. We're praying. We're all
dark.
praying.
It's completely dark.
They don't even see you.
Yeah.
They just gotta walk into the dark. Mom? Door shuts.
Just listen to my voice.
This is like a horror movie.
Yeah.
All right,
we gotta tone it down, Jake. We're gonna get out of control here. Okay.
Let me find my way back. So, so to try to kind of make it to where I am now, Dad being sick definitely, like you'd think would make me more depressed, actually helped in my faith. Because then again, I started praying every day, and it started with mostly on his behalf. It was, but then I started realizing, well, why am I only praying on his behalf when I could pray for my mom, my girlfriend, my brother, my sister, my friends. Like I could pray for all these people. I pray for myself. I don't have to just, granted, it was all out of heart, but it clicked where I was like, okay, well, I'm praying for my dad. And in certain instances, in a lot of instances, I really feel like prayers were answered. And it's just thinking back, the one thing that bothered me is he didn't get to meet my son. But at the same time, like I got so many stories from my kid about his grandpa, and I've got just so much to tell him. And, he wouldn't have remembered meeting him anywho. And I think my dad being in the state of mind he was in an odd way, because it's not like Kai would have remembered, but I don't think my dad would have wanted that to be the first and last time meeting him like that.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer. I think my dad was there the day my son was born. I think he was.
Yeah.
I can feel him there. He was there. And so, man, it took a lot to find my way back to putting all my chips down, putting all my eggs into the basket of Christ. Like it took a lot of time. It feels like, from when I started crawling my way out to where I am now. And the big turnaround was, I think, obviously it was before my dad had passed, although he was on his way there. And then when he had passed, it was like, I didn't feel like I lost him, if that makes sense. Like I was torn about it. I bawled my eyes out. I was a mess for, a couple weeks, but I didn't feel like I lost him. I just felt like he was somewhere else.
Yeah.
And, that right there was a big one for me. That was kind of like, it all does go back to God. It all does go back to Jesus. I mean, it all goes back to heaven. Like it's there. It really is. Like right. I know he's just not on this planet.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird, but it's almost like you go through something you think would make you hardened, but then it actually kind of brightens your heart up a little bit. It makes you turn to God a little bit more in a way where, and again, not saying that my dad getting sick and passing was like, yes, now I'm holy again. But it was like It was like, okay, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I think part of that was reestablishing a foundation for my family in terms of faith in Christ.
Yeah. And if you weren't taking those steps back to get to know Jesus again, then maybe you wouldn't have felt that kind of like peace, even though he was passing, the peace that came with it as well.
Mhm.
Because without faith in God and Jesus as your savior, then what do you have to be happy about? I mean, he made it,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
But
and that's a very valid point. I mean, if you don't have, like, what do you have then?
yeah.
When you lose somebody and you don't believe, then you just think they're gone
Right.
forever.
Yeah.
You're never going to see them again. That's
Right.
it.
Well, and the one thing you can actually take with you to heaven is your loved ones, your
Mhm.
kids, your family.
That's the only thing.
'Cause everything else will just be here still.
Mhm.
Then it's pointless. It's not.
It's meaningless.
Right.
And that's another thing too. I've been kind of falling into this. So for a while, I would stress about money or get anxious about material thing, my car, this, that, things that in all the grand scheme of things don't matter.
Right.
And I had kind of started like getting to this mindset of like, I just don't, that stuff doesn't matter to me anymore. I don't care. I don't care about, like, obviously I need money to live. I need my
Right.
job. Like, there's stuff like that, but I just don't care about materials. I don't, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Money doesn't matter to me. I know I need it to live. I wish the world wasn't like that. I wish you didn't have to,
You could just trade things that we need to actually live.
And just,
Yeah.
live naturally. I mean, I just think that it's just everything is it's so involved in money now. Like everything, it just revolves around the dollar bill and
the material things
and
idolatry. It's all idolatry.
It's
really.
It is. It's
what you put first.
And that's and I think that there's some bad people out there. They want that, because they're living these big, awesome lives with all this cash, and you can't take that with you.
Yeah.
The only thing, like you said, you're going to take with you is your loved ones. The only thing you're going to take.
If you're lucky enough.
Yeah, if you're lucky enough.
For them to be believers as well.
Yeah, because
which is heartbreaking in itself.
It is. I just had recently lost a friend. One of my best friends, Zane. He passed away in a car accident, and he was very skeptical about religion and faith. And I guess religion and faith kind of are two separate things that I've always kind of been, because like I said, I've been to so many different churches and I've worshiped and felt God in many different places. So I try not to necessarily combine like your religious practices with having faith spiritually.
Right.
And so he had went through a rough patch in his life and spent some time in jail. And I remember him telling me that that's the first time he had ever prayed. And he had talked to me about it. And I was like, dude, I mean, that's great. Keep doing it. Don't stop.
Yeah.
And he said that it brought him peace. Like, it brought him peace of mind. It helped him.
Yeah.
But that was the only that was the only conversation we really ever had about faith. Otherwise, like, he just didn't believe in Jesus, at least not fully, to my understanding. And then him passing away, I've had this conversation with my mom. It's like, I hope that deep down he really did know that he was loved by Jesus and God and everybody, everything. I know he's not gone too. Like, that's another one. Like, he's not gone. I feel like he's not gone. And I'm a firm believer that he made it to heaven. He was a great soul. Great soul. And I deep down, he believed. I think he struggled, and I think that the world didn't help. The world mocks it.
Oh,
The world mocks religion and Christ, and and they kind of look down on people who have a strong faith, and they call you a nut. And I think that don't help. That's not helping that's not helping with today's new, generation of younger people. Although I've been seeing a lot of stuff in the news, a lot of people praising, a lot of people praying, a lot of college kids on campus like doing a whole sermon. Like I've been seeing a lot of that, which I can say is awesome to see.
Yeah, it is. Because you do, I mean, you do worry about your kids and their generation and what's going to happen, and trying to instill the faith in them as well. It's like, Mom, do you talk about anything else? Like, yes, I do.
I do.
But
there's stuff I talk about. It's just important.
It's just he's always in there and all the stuff. So
he's involved in it. Can't help that.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not something, and that's, and that's kids too. And and a lot of it is with the new generation of kids. And like my son, I'm trying to make sure that he realizes that, you have to pray. I took him up front to church. It was after our service, not today. This was probably a few weeks back, and everybody was out of the main worship hall. And I was like, all right, let's take a walk in here. And I walked him up and I'm like, how about we pray, buddy? And I take him up to like the front steps and we kneel down. I give him to kneel down and we pray. I prayed with him and he lasted for 30 seconds, probably. But I mean, it was just, I'm trying to like show him that like this matters. And I pray over him and pray with him. Of course, like he just kind of stares at me like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But at night, I like pray over him. I pray with him. When he falls asleep, I usually say a prayer after he goes to bed, just thanking God for him and the air I breathe, everything like that. But
do you guys read him stories?
Yeah, so we read him stories. We actually now he has a Bible coloring book that's kind of cool. It's like it gives you like some inserts, but like it's pictures he can color. So we kind of do that sort of stuff with him too. And he's getting better in church, I'd say. But like he's a kid, he likes to move, he likes to wiggle, he wants to run.
And typical boy, you can get a little girl to kind of sit a little bit longer.
I'm sure it's way, and I see it. I see it in church all the time. I feel like all the little girls are just all cute and sitting there and nice, and Kai's in the back stretching, screaming, red.
He's like, I want to run.
I want to run.
Yeah,
we take him. I'll take him out. When I take him out, I'll put him we'll take him to like the little where they serve donuts and stuff because it's just a shut-in room. And he goes over to the piano. Bing, 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 bing. Plays on the piano. He just needs something
for a moment. But, I remember as a kid it being hard. And I went to a Catholic school.
Yeah. And that.
So every Friday I was like, this is long. Did it get longer somehow?
Yeah. And that's, man, I can't believe I forgot to bring that up because we went to Catholic school. We went to Queen of Apostles in Toledo. That's where we had went. And my brother can still say the Hail Mary in Spanish, I think, completely through. Yeah, from learning. He had to say it so many times.
Right. I remember.
That's just, I mean,
I only went there 2 years, but I remember.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's hard to forget. You had to remember. But I was so young, like, I couldn't do it. Yeah. I couldn't do it. But, yeah, I mean, I think that getting your kids is just getting them associated with faith and with church and with God and with, believing in Jesus, believing in more than just this, just your day-to-day life. And it's really easy to get trapped in the day-to-day life where you're just kind of focused on, I got to go to work, got to do this, got to do that, all the mundane things. And I've kind of been praying on that too. And I think that, what you really have to do is you have to just be in the moment for even for the mundane things, even for the stuff that's like, brushing your teeth. You do it every day. Yeah. It's easy to just let your mind wander, but like you'll find that life doesn't fly by so fast if you just focus on even the mundane little things.
Just the task at hand.
Yes. Just focus on that. And I feel like it just helps. Like, you feel like your weekend flies by every weekend. And I think that if you just take time and you focus on the little stuff that you stopped focusing on, it'll kind of make it feel a little longer. And that's where I've been at lately with that. And I've been praying on that a lot because I don't want to just fly through my son's childhood.
Oh, no.
I don't.
They say it goes by really fast.
And it has been already. And so like, that's something where I pray to God all the time, like, help me slow time down. Well, I think I found out how. I think it was answered. I think I know how.
Yeah.
That's the way how.
Yeah. Well, that's the amazing thing about prayer. It might not always get answered when you want it to. It might take longer than you'd like, but I mean, ask and you shall receive.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. The power of prayer is
huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. I've
absolutely.
I've had too many answered prayers in my life to even try to deny,
right,
to ever even question. Really, I just but I'm still human.
Right.
You still have those moments, but like,
Yeah.
It's crazy to see how far you can come if you really just pray and focus on your love for God and Jesus. Like, just put your worries to him. Like, just give yourself to God. Like, don't.
Yeah. It's not always easy either.
It's not.
It does take time to learn how to do that. That was hard for me because I was always a worrier, like you said, about finances, about work, or not being happy in my job, something.
Oh yeah.
And it's just when you're just like, you know what, just, and you finally learn to just give it to him, like the peace that comes over you
it's huge.
It's worth it. And you know, like, I'll find a way, even if I'm having I'll find a way. God will provide.
Yes. Oh yeah. And I have, again, thankfully, my wife, Tori, she grounds me. There's days throughout the week where I'll reach out because I'm anxious at work, and I'll be like, I just feel like, I'm not doing enough, or like, I just feel like I'm not where I need to be. And she always just says, you're doing fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
We're absolutely fine. If you're worried about money right now, don't. We always find a way. If you're worried about being a good dad, don't. You're a good father. You always are. Like, she just always grounds me. And that's the power of having a spouse, and that's the power of having a faithful relationship.
Right.
You can help ground each other in times of doubt. And that's been huge for me. And that ultimately is what led me to where I am now. I mean, obviously my own trials, but, it was a long stretch of doubt and, questioning and trying to find where home was in my heart and in my faith and in my head. And I finally found it, and I felt it when I had first went to church at St. Peter's there in town. And it just kind of grew and grew from there. And then Tori got pregnant with my son Kai, and then he kind of pushed us, like, we need to get out of this apartment. We need to find a house. Where do we find a house? Right down the road from our church, on the same street. We walk there every Sunday. Like, that's not coincidence.
That's beautiful.
I don't care. It's not coincidence.
Nope. No, I don't believe in coincidences.
No, anymore. I don't either. And I just, because I can't anymore. Too many things have happened to me for me to be like, nah, that's coincidence. Right. It's not coincidence. It's not, because I mean, for like, to be where I was, and then, have my wife getting pregnant with a beautiful baby boy. I was so excited. And then, wow, we need a house. We need a house. We looked at 30 houses and they just weren't it. And then we get a phone call and, hey, there's a house. And we're like, that's where our church is. It's insane. I mean, it's just, it's incredible. I couldn't ask for more. I mean, I'm thankful for that every single day. Because I'm not far from my house of worship. But I mean, that's just another thing too. Like, I know that's like my home. I feel good when I go in there, but I'm starting to bring that to my house. I'm starting to bring that back with me. I'm trying to invite God in. Like, don't, I'm not trying to limit this to going to church, right? Like, I'm going to pray in my home. I'm going to make my home my church as well. Like, this is going to be where I put God, and I put my family and my faith. And
two or more gathered.
Yeah. It really is.
Church.
It is. I mean, it's more than enough. It is.
Yeah.
And I'm just so content with where we landed. Again, I just don't believe in coincidences. No. And it's just, now it's every Sunday, and I became a member of the Knights of Columbus in town there, which is a really, really awesome group, really good guys. Just based on faith, Jesus, and help the community. I mean, that's really all it is. We do fish fries and stuff like that during Lent seasons and things like that. And I love it. I really do. It's something.
It's kind of incredible when you meet people who are so involved in their, whether it's church or just anything faith-based, because I recently met some people and I'm like, I just feel so much more joy. And it's hard to explain because it's like, everyday life, like most people don't talk about Jesus in everyday conversations, but when you meet people who are like, they do every day and they want to, it's like, I don't know. It's just a totally different feeling when you find like-minded people.
Yeah. You can relate on that faith, and that's huge.
And then that's all you want to do. It's like, I want to hang out with them and I want to hear what they have to say. And you learn a lot because some of these people are so far ahead of me and like their faith journey. And
absolutely.
I'm just learning things from them left and right. And I'm so thankful for them. And even my pastor here at Trinity Lutheran, like learning a lot from him. And man, when they say like seek wise counsel, I'm like, gosh, I'm so glad I have him, because it does mean a lot. And it's hard to tell people how much it means to you, but it means a lot.
It does. And I think more people need to talk about it. It's just, again, I feel like society's kind of made it not normal almost. And I think that, like, when you find the right group of people, or the right person, even it just be one person,
right?
But you find them and they like kind of just like throw you up in your faith journey, or in your in your journey towards Jesus, or finding what you believe. That's a huge thing. And I'm, like you said, I'm far behind a lot of these people that I've met that are just they're just so knowledgeable. They're so knowledgeable, and they can rip a verse right out of the Bible just by from their head. And I'm not there. I can't do that.
Right.
But like, I just know that I have a very strong faith, and I believe, and I've been working on it. I've been working on it.
Even they are still working on it.
I think you're always going to be working on it. You have to. I mean, it's constant works, right? I mean, you're always going to be, and that's something that is even spoke about in the Bible. I mean, it takes works. I mean, you have to put in the work. To believe and have faith, and it's huge.
All right.
It really is.
Want to take a quick break?
We can. Yeah.
All right. So you have a favorite Bible verse or that you want to share?
Yeah. So I do, and it's I think it's a well-known one. Honestly, it's pretty common. Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and peace of God will transcend all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. I might have botched that a little bit, but it's because, like I said, I can't pull verses from my head. But that is probably the best one that I've lived by, because I'm an anxious mess. I've had anxiety for a long time. And I mean, social anxiety was pretty bad for a while until I kind of got over that. But honestly, I feel like I found my way out of that through faith as well. It just kind of helped me do better. But if I had to pick one, that's the one. Just because it touches on anxiety, and it gives me peace of mind to know that I can give these problems up to God, and I can give my anxiety up to God, and He can take it. And I've had multiple times at night where I woke up at middle of the night, usually like around 2 or 3 a.m. and I pray for the anxiety to go away, and referring to that verse, as well as another one I like is just a one that you repeat over and over again, and it's Lord Jesus, Son of the living God, have mercy on me, a sinner. And you just repeat. And I've done that in the middle of the night until I fell asleep, because I woke up with just, again, thoughts of uh, thinking lesser of myself, or worrying about something I really is out of my control anyway, or something that I really, or even if it is in my control, so like I can't do anything about it.
Right.
It's one step at a time. You got to take one step at a time.
I'm right there with you with anxiety and waking up. The social anxiety used to be worse for me, where I'd like replay conversations I had in my head. I'm like, why do I care so much?
Why do I? Yeah,
they're not there thinking about
they're not
me in
thinking
our
about
conversation.
Yes. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think definitely like through prayer and even just doing this podcast, which is so hard for me to do because like the social anxiety and just putting yourself out there where I don't like attention.
Right. You're not.
So
yeah, I get that.
but
Absolutely.
yeah, I would wake up. Yeah, it was always like right in the middle, like when you're supposed
to be out.
Yeah.
Supposed to be knocked out.
Like, why am I awake? Oh my gosh! And then you're just like up for an hour trying to go back to bed and worrying about what other people think or feel about you. Especially with doing this, it's like, what are people going to say? What are we going to do?
People?
And it doesn't matter because we're all called to speak about Jesus and spread his words. So
yeah, and that's what.
I mean, in the end, that's all that matters.
It is. So that's really all. I mean, I think that what you're doing here is awesome, because it gives people the chance to maybe tune in and say, "Oh wow, like this is how this person went through it. Like this is how this person went through it." Like it. I think that the more you talk about it, and the more that you make it an open discussion and say, "Hey, look, like this is open conversation where you can just let me know how you found your faith, or how, what struggles you had went through in order to get to where you're at." I think that it's an awesome outlet for those that need it, and I think people that need to see it will see it, and I think that a lot of people will get something from it. I really do.
I mean, I hope so. I mean, I want to encourage people to share their callings, but also pursue it, because it's so hard. I mean, gosh, I feel like I went almost my whole adult life feeling unfulfilled and like I'm missing something, and you have to just do it, as scary as it is. Like when I decided to go back to college, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this. Like there's so much to it, but it's just like one step at a time. Like don't think too much.
Right.
Because when you think too much, then you back away from it because it's a lot.
That's when you're worried about coming out of that comfort zone. Yes, you got to take baby steps, and you got to think about it in baby steps, which is hard to do sometimes, because like you get overwhelmed, like, oh, this is going to entail all of this.
Yeah.
But you just, again, take it all in, one step at a time. I think that'll help a lot.
Do your prayers help you with?
They do.
Is it like in the moment, or just like
longevity wise? Oh no, it's, I mean, I'd say for me it is 100% in the moment. So I'll like I said, when I wake up anxious, which I mean it still happens to me. I've been blessed to not have it happen as often as it was, but it still happens. And I mean, I'll pray, and I mean it helps every time. I mean, I've never laid there, waking up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I've never just been up for hours worrying. I mean, I start praying and then I'm waking up. So like, like I pray myself to sleep essentially. And it really helps. I mean, it really, really helps.
Yeah, that might be something people could try if they're not doing that now.
And I think it, I mean, this is obviously just a personal opinion, but I mean, I believe that it truly, truly does help. I mean, it's huge. When it comes to prayer, I think you can do it anytime, anywhere, any situation.
Oh yeah.
And that's something that I definitely use in my arsenal.
Yeah.
It's in my arsenal.
Among other things.
No. Among other things, it is in my arsenal, because because it is proven to help me multiple times in life. So I can't ever deny it. It's incredible.
It's like a reminder that Jesus Christ is way bigger than any problems that you have. So we always think what we're going through or whatever, like this is such a big deal. And then in hindsight, when you're praying, it's like, no, this is nothing. This is nothing. and he can take care of it like that.
He can.
And faith can move mountains.
Oh yeah. Oh
Man,
yeah.
the stories ever since I started, oh my gosh, just like researching all this stuff and watching things, the stories are just incredible. And it's like, how do you not want that? How do you not
Right.
want that closeness in that faith? That's so much, I don't know, it could just,
Yeah. How do you not strive for that? I mean,
yeah.
it's such a, I mean, lack of a better way of saying it, it's such an attractive thing when you see somebody, you know, rise from, well, like as an example, I had just saw, there was a gentleman, he was an atheist. He was a very, very strong atheist. And he had a near-death experience, I think is how it went. And he felt the presence of God, and he had asked to be forgiven, and he said that he felt flooded with the most love he had ever felt in his life. And then when he came back, when he came to, he devoted his life to Christ. And I'd have to find the video and send it to you. It's incredible. This guy is he's on one podcast completely bashing the, you know, faith and the Bible and God, and then cut to, he goes through this whole experience and he is a changed man, and he has devoted his life to Christ. And it's just, you hear stories like that and it's like, man, that is inspiring. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, it brings me to tears when I watch them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's hard to even find words when you watch stuff like that.
Well,
like how it makes you feel and
oh my
and all
gosh.
that.
It's huge.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's huge. It is. It really is.
We were talking about prayer a second ago, and I seen you have a prayer book.
I do.
With you.
I do. So, a quick little story about this book. This was my grandfather's, and it was passed down to my dad when my grandfather had passed. And my dad had it for, you know, I mean, geez, I couldn't tell you how long it's been since my grandfather had passed. But I mean, he had it all the way through him being sick. And then when he passed away, I inherited it. And just today, it was before I came, I had it and I was flipping through it. And I found something where there was a note and I wanted to read it. So I marked it because I thought it was kind of cool to find this little note. And I'm not reading the note, but I'm reading what they had marked in this little pocket Bible. Innocence of the children of God. So then, my dearly beloved, obedient as always to my urging, work with anxious concern to achieve your salvation, not only when I happen to be with you, but all the more now that I am absent. It is God who, in his good will toward you, begets in you any measure of desire or achievement. In everything you do, act without grumbling or arguing. Prove yourselves innocent and straightforward, children of God, beyond reproach, in the midst of a twisted and depraved generation, among whom you shine like the stars in the sky, while holding fast to the word of life, As I look to the day of Christ, you give me cause to boast that I did not run the race in vain or work to no purpose. Even if my life is to be poured out as a libation over the sacrificial service of your faith, I am glad of it and rejoice with all of you. May you be glad on the same score and rejoice with me. He marked that in this little book. And I read it this morning, and I was just like, you know, it kind of spoke to me a little bit, because the generation we're living in now, a lot of people are living in vain. A lot of people in this world are living in vain. And kind of what I took from that little excerpt is, you can't live your life in vain. You have to live your life in good works and good intentions. And I thought it was really cool to find, especially randomly right before I came to do this. It was just kind of neat, and I thought I'd share that.
Yeah.
But, I like it. It's neat. It's something I'm definitely going to keep and pass down to my son. And
yeah, I was going to ask.
Try to keep it in as good a condition as I can. It's a little rough, but it's been used.
It's well used, yeah.
Well used. A lot
Yeah.
of notes, a lot of different things.
That's good.
I'm still finding.
Now you can put your little notes in there when you're reading
Yeah.
it. And then since you can't decipher which one, I mean, maybe ones look older.
Yeah, some of them are
versus your, you know, compared to your dad's, but
right. That's the only thing I have to find. I have to find who made what notes because there's some marked in here, and it could have been Grandpa, could have been my dad.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see what stuck out to each of them. You know,
the note he put on the one I just had read, it just says "for our future."
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of
take that how you
take that how you hear it, but that's what either my grandpa or my dad wrote. Aww. For our future. And again, it's just, to me, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's just how it kind of fell into my vision there.
Yeah. But and I wonder if, you know, if that was your dad or your grandfather, were they thinking how we think about the world now? Right. Or would they be like, oh no, it's worse?
Absolutely. Oh yeah. That's right. That's where my head was like, at the time that they were reading this, world was a way different place.
Yeah. But were they thinking how we are though?
Right. Yeah. I think they were. At least that's how it seems, because it was just such a random one to mark. And you know, speaking on that type of stuff, it really stuck out to me. I thought it was neat.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. All right. Well, I guess we can wrap things up a little bit then. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
Honestly, no. I mean, I think we touched on everything. I mean, I'd like to say this is an incredible thing to do. And I hope that the people that need to hear, and I hope that the people that, you know, are struggling with faith and struggling with trying to find what they want to worship in terms of how they see their life going in the hands of God and with Jesus, I just pray they can find their way. And you know, and that's something that I think is very important to base your life on. Yeah, is faith.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so beautiful about followers of Christ is we care about others so much that we want them to experience the things that we've experienced. Right. To know that this prayer, you know, prayer in general, can change your life. Your faith in Jesus Christ can change your life completely. 100%. And even if it's not so like, oh, you're completely out of this horrible situation you're in, it might not be that, or maybe not right away, but it'll change your mindset completely to where you're at peace even in the mess that you're in.
Yes.
And that is like a weight off your shoulders, off your chest. What's the saying?
Weight off, off your shoulder. Well, both really. I mean, off your
head.
The weight is
lifted.
Weight's lifted, and I mean that with prayer and like, because everyone's fighting internal battles. You know, everyone has mental battles, and I just think that finding your faith and following Jesus, and just, you know, being content in understanding that you love him, he loves you. I just think that it's a way to find peace. And like you said, in times of turmoil, you know, even if you're not completely out of it, prayer can help, and it does help, and it's helped me, and it helps thousands and thousands of people every day. Yeah. And, you know, and like you said, you want people to experience that as well. Right. It's very important. Yep. Yeah, I've been really excited about all this, and a little anxious and nervous, and I'm still learning a lot with all this podcasting stuff. So I hope people give me some grace while I'm working some kinks out and all that kind of stuff. Yep. Don't call me out for being nervous.
Or me, I'm nervous every time. But I would like to close with a prayer. So I usually give the guest the honors if they want.
Yeah, or I'd love to close this with a prayer. That'd be fun. Dear Lord, I'd like to say thank you. I'd like to say thank you for giving us this opportunity to speak about you, spread the word about you and your Son and all the love that you've given us. Lord, I'd like to say thank you for the air in our lungs, the food on our table, and the water that we drink. Lord, I am beyond grateful for everything you've given us on this planet. I pray for everybody watching that they can find you and find the love and the support and everything that you've helped many other people with. And I'd like to say thank you, Lord, for just blessing us with a beautiful day and a beautiful way to experience life. And we just thank you more than anything, Lord. Thank you for the blessings. In your name, I'll pray forever. Amen.
Amen.